Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler and Ollie with you on your Tuesday morning, just converting pound sterling to Canadian dollars.
Yeah. I'm just, importing my vast wealth.
Absolutely.
To Canada.
That's right. We're trying to figure out a way to shelter it offshore somewhere, like the bigwigs do. We have not come up with anything. If anybody's got something offshore, say on Mosher Island, that we could just keep his pound sterling on, we'll just roll that money.
You know what? In the coming global apocalypse, Mosher Island is probably as good a place as any to stow that cash.
Absolutely. You're going to be able to defend that island, although it's only about a couple hundred feet offshore. So if they wanted to lob some explosives your way, it wouldn't be too hard.
Okay, we'll move it out a little bit. We got to think of a better island.
Horseshoe Island.
We've got a hidden lake somewhere.
Yeah,
that's the whole point of that lake. It's hidden, Jesse.
Except there's a trail to it, which makes it less hidden than you'd suspect.
We're going to go to the lake beyond Hidden Lake.
Okay.
It's called Beyond Hidden Lake.
Beyond Hidden Lake. And as we go down, we'll just knock down all those signs that say, this way to Hidden Lake. Such a beautiful place, though.
At Blatchford Lake, they have a secret lookout, which has all these really big signs that point to it that say secret lookout. Like,
It's all a diversion, really. The secret lookout is on the other side of the lodge.
Oh, that would be so good.
That's right. I mean, the signs are just there to direct tourists. You don't want to go where the tourists go. You want to go where the real folks go on the other side of the lodge, where the secret lookout is.
The locals followed the sign that says Deadly Ravine.
Yeah, that's right. They know what that means. Tip of the nose to the Deadly Raviners. Good morning, all. Ollie and I alone. The original morning show from back in the other days.
I remember what it was like to look at you from over on this side of the seat.
Terrible.
It's great.
I mean, it was great. That's what I meant.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
I don't know if you guys know this, but we have some rules that we lay down here at Mornings at the Cabin. If you're late if you're late, that's a breaky penalty. Now, what's a breaky penalty? That means you got to buy breakfast, whether it be a couple of cups of coffee, some bagels, or even a teen burger. That's the rule. Now, if you're not late, we tend not to do that, obviously, but what we like to do is if one of us is going to take the morning off, we love to have that person ask the night before.
Yes.
That way it gives us a little time to kind of get ready and find out who's going to be on the show or whatever, and get ourselves organized. Now, Lekter decided to take this morning off, but he let us know at 6:42 a.m., and I got to say, and Ollie is in agreement with me, this is a new rule. That's a breaky penalty.
Well, it's within half an hour of the show going on the air.
Yeah.
It's tough.
That's a breaky penalty.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go as far as to say it's any time after 6 a.m.
Okay.
is probably in penalty territory.
I've definitely done that. But I mean, if I like sleep in or I wake up and I just don't feel well, I usually wake up at, like, my alarm goes off at 5:30.
Yeah.
So if I don't feel well, I usually know within a couple minutes. They'll be like, I should send this message out. But I've definitely gone past 6. But that's not, we'll say 6:30 is the breaky penalty cutoff.
No, I'm going to push for 6.
6:25.
To keep you on your toes.
6:25.
6 a.m.
6:20.
on
the breaky
money.
Penalty cutoff. We'll call it quarter after 6.
6.
Compromise. 6 o'clock, the new breaky penalty. So, Lekter, breaky penalty on you. Although nothing from AJ this morning either, and he is not here.
That's true. Although he's less considered, I would say.
That's right.
Yeah, the mornings at the cabin sort of first line, if you like,
that's right.
Is Wheeler, Lekter, Ollie, and then AJ. We obviously we welcome onto the show a lot. Yeah, honorable mention.
Yep,
but
very honorable. If we add him to the liner, then that makes it. Could
if
be
you're
like,
not in the liner, then you're not.
Mornings
on
at
the
the cabin
penalty list.
Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter, and sometimes AJ, and then I kind of continue the liner.
I think if you're in the liner, then you're in the penalty list.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Lekter, breaky penalty on you. Probably not awake to hear this, so it's a matter of record now, though. If you go to the Cabin Radio NWT Facebook page, you will see Ollie in a video with his new purchase. Ollie picked up himself a canoe yesterday and trudged it all the way through downtown Yellowknife, from Overlanders to... Where does Sarah live again?
Well, we're not going to give you that details.
Yeah. But she lives...
For various reasons. But like,
She lives about a kilometer and a half.
Edgevolt is a kilometer and a half away. Yeah.
So what's the address again?
I'll just read out the address. Like, if you'd like to steal a canoe...
if you'd like to steal a canoe and probably be licked by a puppy on the way out of the yard.
Although, good luck stealing that canoe. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, no doubt. It looks like you compressed something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive. I love the GoPro footage from inside the canoe. So, I mean, basically, you're kind of reenacting that photo that became so famous about 3 or 4 years ago?
Amanda Cambury.
That's right.
A couple of years ago, I think it was Sarah Carlock took the photo of Amanda Cambury portaging, and she was crossing over from A&W to that government building.
And I'm right at that part of the video right now. You're crossing in front of A&W.
Doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I figured let's give this a go, right? Because I've been trying to get a roof rack installed on the truck, but just can't get one of those things.
You can get one. I'm telling you, from our suppliers, they are like out of stock. It's called USA No, which means there's no stock in North America.
USA No.
That's what it's called. That's the code.
That's
USA
been my
No.
policy for years.
That's right. USA No.
Anyway, so Son's roof rack. I was like, right, let's get this canoe out of here and let's make a thing out of it. So we might as well just stick it on my head and go.
For an interim until you get that roof rack, you can do what the AJ did. You put a couple little pool noodles on the side and just strap it to the top of the truck.
Yeah.
That
can be done. It can be done.
I know, and it's frustrating when you can't get stuff. But I mean, like I said, we'd order it. Hope for the best.
Yeah, it's all good. I'll just get a portage it everywhere now.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good.
Maybe I'll go to Hidden Lake. I'll just portage it down the Ingram Trail.
There you go.
I mean, the thing about this is, all right, I feel pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
Kilometer and a half yesterday, great. The longest portage I know that anyone has done. So, Bill Sterling.
Yes.
Overlander Sports.
Yes.
I once talked to him about this. The longest portage he's ever done, 90 kilometers.
Why? That's not a portage.
He was moving... This is what I said.
That's land impeding your ability to canoe.
So he was in the Barren Lands and he was moving between drainage basins. And so, it was
as one does.
A 90-kilometer portage. I was like, that's why we invented float planes.
Yeah, that's why we have vehicles and canoes and quads.
90 kilometers.
Good Lord.
Imagine
that's impressive.
Days of carrying a canoe over your head.
I mean, that is days and days and days.
Yeah.
Like with a canoe over your head. How long do you think you went about 1.5 kilometers? How much longer do you think?
I would say I could probably do 6K in a day once I build up to it, right?
Yeah. Like part of the video where someone's running past you. It's very funny.
Yeah. So there's that was a kilometer, and it took about 20 minutes. So maybe I could do more than 6K once I got used to it. But at the same time, you'd get fatigued pretty quickly. Right?
Yeah.
So let's say, let's say at an absolute push, you could do 10 kilometers in a day.
Yeah.
Right? That's more than a week of carrying a canoe.
And it's not necessarily just the weight of it, because you could carry a pack on your back that weighs about the same as a canoe and probably be a little bit better. It's the awkwardness of it and how much. And
having a pack on helps.
Yeah.
Big time with portaging. Yeah.
Well, someone in the comments said it was funny that you had your life jacket on. I was like, well, that was to protect his shoulders.
Yeah, that's padding. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But having a backpack on is definitely a major improvement on not having one on if you're portaging one of those things. Because it just protects things a little bit more.
Well, people love it. People love you.
Oh.
There's a picture of you saw at Quality Furniture on your afternoon walk. Very nice. There's even an episode of Mr. Canoe Head.
Yeah, what is that?
I've heard of this, but let me just check it out really quick. Yeah, it's just a guy with a canoe for a head. Canada's greatest aluminum crime fighter. As featured on that. Yes. He was featured on the comedy series On the Floor, starring the Frantics back in 1986. I've seen a clip of this, but never saw it on TV. But it was a sketch-com show.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
Now you're as famous as a little-known Canadian sketch-com show.
Excellent.
That's all we've been hoping for this whole time.
Everything I've wanted to achieve in life.
Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck with your new canoe. Just in time for
winter.
Snow. Probably going to fall.
Well,
here
listen.
Soon.
Listen, I got 1 weekend left, and boy, are we going to use it.
Oh, no. You got a couple of months left before the lake even starts to freeze.
Great.
It'll just be cold.
I'll just get a houseboat.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Wheeler and Ollie with you on your Tuesday morning. You know what Tuesday means in summer in Yellowknife. YK Farmers Market is up and running, starting at 5:15 tonight, running till 7:15. I haven't had a chance to get down there this year. Ollie, you went a few weeks ago. Have you been there since?
I have been there since
and
as well, yeah.
How's it all going down?
I really like it. I know that, going out to some of these things, of course, you've all this sort of arrows on the floor and masks and hand sanitizer and everything else.
Yep.
To be honest, it didn't get in the way. When I went down there, it was still just like going to your average farmer's market. Mm-hmm. It was really good. I'm just looking at the list of people who are going to be there tonight. So NWT's finest, saffron, injera rolls with bread, Rudimentary by Cheryl, who I got some caramel pear jam
That's
from.
where we're getting the caramel
That's
pear
where
jam?
I got
Okay.
that jam that we had for breakfast yesterday.
Okay.
That stuff is amazing.
If you are, because I won't get out of work until 6:30, so I won't get down there until
get you some jam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caramel pear jam, yeah.
Done.
Awesome.
We're just gonna do a little admin work here.
That's right, please. Thank
live
you.
on the air.
Yeah.
Just gonna make some farmers market admin.
Yeah,
between
so let's just make a list.
what else we got? Le Refuge,
yep.
Flavor Trader. So like,
Beautiful.
Etienne's calling it Boreal Flavor.
Yes.
When he's down there, and you can get like full hot meals there. So if you're
Oh,
wondering
very
what
good.
to do for dinner tonight, like think about that, because
Yeah.
I had already eaten last time I went down there and was annoyed
was
because
silly.
it all looked amazing.
Why would you eat before you go to a
I
farmer's
don't
market?
know. I don't know. I just don't know.
Silliness.
Created by Nana, Fireweed Foodie, Japan, Mermaid and Moon, Yakalaya Creations, who I don't think I've seen there before, so I don't know what that's going to be.
Very nice. What is the fermentation station?
Fermentation station is they've got like kombucha and stuff
Ooh.
like that going on.
Very nice.
So yeah.
And fish on the bay.
Fish on the Bait, are they in tonight?
They
I'm
are.
not sure. Are they?
It says it right there.
Are you sure you're
Or
not
that's
looking at the one
that's
for August
last
11th?
week. I'm an idiot. No, wait,
Yeah.
that's the pinned post. That's why.
Didn't want to say you were an
Well,
idiot.
that's the pinned post. That's why it's at the top for whatever
If you
reason.
scroll
They haven't-
down, you got today.
I know, but they haven't pinned today's up yet. So
So
that's
anyway,
why I was confused.
I don't think you've got Fish on the Bay there today,
No.
but you probably got them for lunch. If you want to go for lunch, they're just opposite us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just opposite?
You go just down that little side street opposite
Down the
us.
side street.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And there's a little, they're in the old day shelter.
Yeah.
Well, next to the old day shelter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Well, I mean,
We've got
is it-
so much choice of cool stuff in this city. You know,
Absolutely.
I realize we're only a small place, and sometimes people complain, there's only so many places to go and eat.
those
Nonsense.
people suck.
People do suck. There's so many cool things. You can go and get, if you wanted to, today you could go and get your breakfast out of Birchwood, then you
Yep.
could stroll across and get your lunch out of Fish on the Bay,
Yeah.
and then you could stroll over to the farmer's market, and you have a million different options there. So.
Well, and that's absolutely right. There's so many different options. I mean, it may not all be sit-down brick and mortar stores or whatever for you to go to, but I mean, there's plenty of places out there. Good. Look
It's
on Facebook.
August. Like,
Yeah.
we'll do the sit-down brick and mortar
Yeah.
stuff this winter.
Absolutely. I always find that the people that complain about the amount of, like, the different kinds of food in here are super excited about having a Starbucks back here, and it's just like, that's fine. That's
I
fine.
mean, have you seen the progress at the
they've
KFC
making
site?
huge progress.
Yeah.
Huge. Okay, this is what I didn't know. Is it going to be? I thought it was going to be in two buildings, but it looks like it's only going to be in one.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It does look like it's going to be one. Though.
And
They
then
might
have
have
all the
changed.
parking around the back end.
They might have changed it from the original design.
Yeah.
I think because they dropped. Remember, there was going to be a Taco Bell as well, and they dropped
Oh,
that.
that's right.
So I wonder if they've now changed the design. If there's only going to be two
I mean, it
instead
makes
of
sense
three.
to have it in one building. Have a drive-through on one side for the Starbucks. You know, KFC sometimes has drive-throughs. It's very strange, especially if you're ordering like a bucket of chicken. It takes like half an hour.
I'll be amazed if they don't have a drive-through here.
Well, I mean, I think they will. I mean,
Yeah.
Mary Brown's has a drive-through, right?
Yeah.
So
I think that. Yeah, So I'm impressed with. I was looking at their posters that they've had up there for ages. Coming fall 2020.
Yeah, that's right.
I was looking at that and
I was
thinking,
like,
yeah.
no, that's
But
good.
you know what?
They're
made
making
enough
huge progress. Well, I mean, like a lot of these buildings, especially like for franchise and stuff, are buildings in a box. Like basically, they have all the materials and they just follow the plan and put it together. Not to say that it's not hard work, but I mean, there's like they're not designing a building.
Got to drive down to IKEA and get a
That's
KFC
right.
building.
Yeah, it's a Clord.
Unpack it and just go. Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, what a wonderful Clord building for this KFC
There you go.
with a Feenstra kitchen set, or whatever. I don't know what it's called. But yeah,
Scandinavian names for everything.
Feenstra, yeah. They are making remarkable progress. You'll see that across from McDonald's there. So if you drive by, you can just almost taste this KFC Starbucks.
You see, we're equal opportunities here at Cabin Radio. We
That's
love
right.
the farmers market, but we're also going to be in line for a bargain bucket.
Well, I mean, I want that 11 herbs and spices latte myself. But head on down to the farmer's market. Rain or shine tonight. It is raining a little bit right now.
You
Not
know
really.
about the KFC Twitter account, right?
What?
The KFC Twitter account?
I'm not on Twitter. You know this.
Well, it follows 11 different accounts.
Of course. That makes sense. I like that. That's funny.
All the Spice Girls. And there's 6 people called Herb.
That's funny. That's good.
pretty good.
I like
Pretty
when
good.
faceless corporations have fun.
I know.
Isn't it great? Oh, that's good stuff. Down at Subway K Civic Plaza. If you haven't had a chance to go, this is week number 6 or 7, and they got a couple weeks left after. So this is the third last one. 2 more weeks after this. So if you haven't had a chance to get down there, head on down there. Lots of great eats and cool treats. Wait, that's Dairy Queen. We don't have one of those. We used to.
Someday.
Someday it'll come back. We used to. Remember?
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
Masks, so hot right now. So hot. If you didn't invest in masks in around March, you really missed out. I myself put $2 on masks in March, and I'm up a full couple of dollars. So buy low, sell high. That's what I always say. Ollie, the city earlier this week, or last week, pardon me, said that masks could become mandatory in all indoor spaces in the city. But they said there was a few options there. Obviously, a lot of people putting forth ideas. Some people want to have masks be still voluntary. Other people want masks in every indoor space in the entire city. But right now, the story from Emily Blake from earlier this morning is that YK moves to closer to mandatory masks for city buildings and transit could be in effect as early as August 31st. Without knowing precisely what's going on. Masks?
Masks.
Yes.
The idea behind this is that transit is currently limited to 9 riders,
which is not a lot. I mean, and especially with school coming up, you're going to need a lot more people riding transit, so they need to increase that capacity.
Hence the 31st of August part,
yes.
Which would be the first day back for most students. So the idea is that if you get people wearing masks on buses, then you're able to include more people on buses, which is great for high school kids.
Yep.
And you can get more people moving around. Meanwhile, at things like city facilities and things like that, maybe you can get more people into places like arenas or the field house or the library if you've got people wearing masks when they go in there. You can increase capacity. And what city councillors said yesterday is they're in favour of doing this as long as it does increase capacity. So as long as it is giving people more opportunity to use city services, then sure, let's do this for those buildings, is the deal.
But they're still undecided as to what they're going to do moving forward with masks. Niels Conga, the only one that's kind of convinced that we should have masks in every indoor public space in the city, saying in the story that he is convinced that a second wave is coming and is not sure that the local economy can survive a lockdown again. I would tend to agree with that. I don't know that. I mean, every space in the city. I mean, if there are more cases, then yes. But I mean, the struggle is how do you enforce that? How are you in a power position to mandate that? I would imagine they're in a position to mandate that city buildings require masks, but not all buildings in the city.
The most important thing that you said there was the if, which is if there are more cases.
Yes.
So the action being taken right now, and it's pretty clear that we think council will. So in terms of council's next steps, they need to vote at a regular council meeting, which is next Monday, the 24th. For the transit stuff and the indoor city facility stuff. So that looks pretty likely to happen. The vote will be on Monday. Chances are it'd happen the week following that. Beyond that, we don't know what will happen. But the transit stuff, the city facility stuff is not really, frankly, to protect against more cases.
No.
It's more just to make sure that enough safeguards are being taken that more people can be allowed to use those things.
Yes.
Now, like you say, you then introduce that if there are more cases, what might happen? We could probably withstand a couple more cases. Right?
Yeah.
We're in a situation right now. Yeah, we haven't had, apart from that one at Diavik, which the NWT is conveniently calling an Alberta case.
Take that, Alberta. You got this one.
Little sneaky.
Well, I mean, you sneak it into the 120
if I
that
get
they
it,
keep
if I
adding
get
every
it,
day.
the NWC's going to be like, one to Britain.
One to Britain. That's right. Yeah, just lump that in with the UK.
Yeah. Not sure how this works, guys.
Just fudge the numbers
have you ever visited Australia? Yes, when I was 7. An Australian case,
Australian
you say.
case. Finally.
All right. How are we playing this game?
Yeah.
So we're on 5.5 cases since April.
Half.
If it stays that way, then it kind of doesn't matter what you do with the mask, right? And that's why some people are commenting angrily, saying, "Oh, why are we being forced to wear more masks? We haven't had any cases since April." Well, guys, the steps we've taken so far appear to be the reason why we haven't had 5 cases since
So why
April.
not continue to do those
So
steps?
you know what? It's really not the greatest hardship in the world, is it?
No, it's not. And that's the thing that bugs me the most about this. It's like it's not 100% comfortable wearing a mask. Might as well get used to it, because if there is another wave of cases here in Yellowknife, then we do have to go into lockdown. And I appreciate Neil's candor when he says, I don't think we can survive that. I don't think our economy can do that. You're going to see, you saw some closures in the first lockdown. You'll see more if they have to continue to be locked down.
Yeah, and we have to prepare for that eventuality, right? But you might as well take all the steps available to try to ensure that that's not a thing.
Yes.
And
this is an easy one.
This is a pretty easy one.
Super easy one.
Right.
This is not let's test everyone in the city. Let's and all that. Let's put on a mask and hope for the best.
It's not that difficult to get a hold of a mask. I've seen people say, "Well, the city going to supply the masks?" No, you supply the mask. It's like what kind? It's like $10 for a mask, something like that. If that,
$10 for a mask. Yep.
like, don't have a beer.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's a sacrifice.
Well, and the other thing, like some city councilors were like, well, we're afraid that not everybody's going to be able to afford the mask. It's like, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's a genuine concern. However,
City's sitting on a few $1 million surplus. Why don't you set aside some money for masks for
there
people who
you
can't
go.
afford it?
Also, I mean, you could also put out those grants again for mask makers. My mother made some masks. She made a few hundred. Other people were making hundreds of masks, and not necessarily even for us, but for other people, like in other cities. So, like, let's lean on them again. It's like, listen, you made a few hundred masks before. I'm going to give you $5,000.
Yeah,
make 1,000 more.
there are ways and means, and you know what? The times I've had to wear a mask in the NWT, getting on flights, like heading out to Blatchford or whatever else, I didn't even note this after 3 or 4 minutes.
No, not really. Not really.
You know,
I mean,
sort of like, you're kind of wearing. To be honest, the worst thing I noticed was like, oh, my breath is foul
I
today.
need to brush my teeth and floss more.
Yeah,
Good Lord.
If anything, it was like, oh man, I need to do something about that.
If anything, it's a bit of a correction. It's like, oh, is that what people have been smelling?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take better care of my mouth.
Goodness me.
And the other thing is, like, it doesn't have to be some little surgical mask. Like, you can get something from somebody to look cool, baby. Like, make it a fashion statement. I've been saying this since March that, like, we are going to see companies and ads advertising, like, fashionable masks.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing it in my timeline. I'm seeing sponsored ads.
Not doing cabin radio masks. We've discussed this, and it's just such a depressing merch item. I'm all in favor of people wearing them. I can't really see a problem with that. Get a mask, whatever, but let's not start selling these things.
I think I'm going to take that my T-shirt that I love, and put it on a mask.
Okay.
Just say,
Yeah.
On the mask, right?
Like, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like cabin radio branded mask, you two could have like Penny on your face.
That'd be cool. No pen. So the other concern that's addressed at the bottom of this article, which you can find at cabinradio.ca, Emily Blake has that for you, is that they're worried about public shaming. So they're worried about people who aren't wearing masks, but also, I mean, I imagine they're worried about people who are wearing masks from other people who aren't wearing masks. So like going back and forth. So you have people who are wearing masks, they see a person who's not wearing a mask, they shame them. But the other side is also true, because you see a lot of people there's a lot of vitriol against masks. So like if someone
what a great species we are.
Are we great? You can't win either way.
Yeah, you suck, you're wearing a mask, or you suck, you're not wearing a mask. Did you see the video from American Airlines the other day when the only woman who was not refusing to wear a mask on a flight basically got escorted off the plane, and the entire plane applauded as she left?
There it is.
She turns around and she yells, well, you can clap all you want. Like, well, we are doing as you're leaving the aircraft. So it seems to have worked, doesn't it? Like nobody wants to get into that situation.
No.
Like, I think reasonable human beings would A, wear a mask if they could, and B, if they saw someone not wearing a mask, would probably leave that be unless it became an issue.
Unless someone stands up and starts getting like
3 inches from your face
and spitting on you, then it becomes an issue.
If they're 12 feet away, minding their own business in the condiment section of the supermarket, and not really causing anybody any grief, maybe hold the phone on, taking a photo of them, posting it to Facebook, and urging that people, surround their house with pitchforks.
Yeah, and I mean, and then like something that's a very effective tool is taking out your phone and filming somebody doing these horrible things. And you're like, it's not.
Let's just not do any of that.
No, it's not. But like for my own experience, not a public shaming, but like a shaming does work. Like there are certain things that like if someone points it out to you. And like not in a humiliation way in front of a bunch of people, but just pulls you aside and says, "Hey, listen, when you do that, that sucks." And you gotta go, "Oh, okay."
But you know what? That's a private shaming.
That is,
and that's all right.
Not a public shaming. Yeah,
if you see someone and you can just get a hold of them and say, "And I've had it done to me before." People just say, you probably shouldn't be doing that."
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? You're right.
You're right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And get on with your life. Like, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong about stuff. That's absolutely fine. Everyone is wrong a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. But, like, don't make a thing out of people being wrong about stuff.
That's right.
And if it's you that's wrong, like, deal with it. Just, like, we just have to be reasonable human beings. It's all we're really asking for.
Yeah.
Just have your head screwed on right.
That's all right.
That's all we're asking.
Have your mask on, maybe.
Yeah.
Have your mask screwed on right.
Have your mask screwed on right. We're going to screw masks onto people's faces.
If you don't do it now, you're going to have it screwed to your face later.
We're going to laminate it on there.
Okay, well, we'll find out very soon where these mandatory masks will be in effect. on transit, hopefully, because then you can increase the capacity within public places in the city by city-owned buildings, perhaps in every public space in the city. It remains to be seen, but we'll let you know when we find out.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
No tacos this Tuesday. Unfortunately, we've had to relinquish. We are no longer doing Taco Tuesdays at Cabin Radio. AJ said enough is enough. He stormed in last week and said, I can't make these tacos forever. No one's buying them. None of you came down for Taco Tuesdays at Mornings at the Cabin, so we've had to let AJ take a break. He is no longer making tacos. However, Teen Burger Thursdays still exists, but for staff only. Sorry for these changes. Sorry for any convenience they may have caused. Mornings at the Cabin, hour number 2, finishing off. But Lekter will be in for 90s at 9 in just a few minutes. Your favorite hour of music, my favorite hour of music, even though the 90s were hot trash. It's still fun to listen to. There's still some great tunes in the 90s at 9 every morning with Lekter. That's if he didn't miss his alarm this morning. Remember, that's a breaky penalty here at Mornings at the Cabin. I'm not sure what we're going to ask for breakfast, and I just saw a shadowy figure coming through the hallway here at the W.H. Bromley building. I think that might be Lekter, and he might be here to explain to us what the hell happened this morning. I'll just give him a second. Lekter, you want to come tell us what's going on? I don't know. Why am I by myself? I just am. I was just finishing up the show.
Did you yell at everyone?
I didn't yell at anybody. I told everybody to get the hell out of Studio One. Lekter's here to soothe your savage souls with a little 90s balm.
Why are you yelling at everyone?
I'm not yelling at anybody.
Why isn't anyone in here?
Ollie and I had a great show. But he's busy.
The show's not done yet.
I just wanted to finish up the show with a little like, hey, how are you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I
I
wanted
see.
to throw you comfortably under the bus.
All right.
What happened this morning?
My alarm didn't go off.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Why?
But
Hey,
Huh?
if that wasn't real, I would have come up with a way better excuse.
You think?
All right.
I don't know. That one sounds real, though. It's like,
It was
yeah,
real.
Yeah, the alarm didn't go off. That makes sense.
That's why I said it.
We decided this morning while you weren't here that's a breaky penalty.
Okay, from now on, that's a breaky penalty.
That's right. And now I said 6:30, but Ollie was a little bit more aggressive. He said any notice after 6
Ooh.
is a breaky penalty.
Ooh.
It's too close to the show, he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I was trying to figure out what you should get us for breakfast. Oh, I also, just before you got here, I don't know if you know.
This one's under dispute, though, from any future.
No, this one's not under.
No,
I'll
I'll hold this one up in the courts for years and years. You're never going to see that breaky penalty.
Okay, well, we'll have an owners meeting tomorrow, and we'll decide. The other thing, I made a sad announcement just before you walked in.
Uh-oh.
No more Taco Tuesdays at Cabin Radio.
No more Taco Tuesday.
Discontinued.
It's our most successful promotion.
In being that promotion means not getting anyone to do it.
Well, it's cost us nothing.
That's right. That's true. It has cost us nothing. It's driven nothing.
No.
We've made no extra business because of it.
None.
So,
and no friends.
That's right.
More enemies.
Oh,
than
right.
anything,
Well, yeah,
really.
exactly. It's a completely neutral promotion.
Yeah.
Which is why we're just gonna let it die.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, that and AJ got really upset.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you heard what he said. He was crying earlier.
Really?
Yeah, just crying. He came in. He's just like, I can't do this. I don't want to out him. I don't know. I don't want to like make it public or anything like that.
Right.
Just between you and I.
Right.
Right.
Well, he's got a lot going on already.
Going on.
He can't just slap tacos on there and expect it to be,
Exactly.
smooth sailing.
Exactly right. And we don't want to put any more on his plate,
Absolutely.
especially food.
No,
You know what I mean?
especially not
But yeah.
tacos.
But I just between you and I,
Yeah.
he was crying like a little baby.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Just really upset. And I don't want to do that.
And you screamed at him and told him to get out of the
I
studio.
screamed in his face.
I knew you screamed at
Get
someone.
out of Studio One. No, Ollie and I had a great show without you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I'm proud of you, too.
All right. That's enough. Well, we are the original.
You are.
And he's in the liner. You know what I mean?
He is.
We also decided that AJ is he will not be enforced breaky penalties on him
Okay.
because he is not in the liner.
That's fair.
So it's just the three of us in the liner.
Yeah.
So if we put AJ in the liner, then we can get breaky penalties.
Okay. I'll record a new one.
Right? Yeah. Mornings at the Cabin with Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter, and AJ, and
Sarah.
And whoever else.
And whoever else we want to penalize for being
Chrissy, Bridget, and Megan Breckenridge. Damn it, Barry. Ugh. Well, I hope you have a good 90s at 9, buddy. You got an extra little bit of sleep, so there you go. I'm not even going to let you change the first track. I'm going to tell everybody what it is right now. So
what is it?
Change it. Savage Garden, To the Moon and Back.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's the other song that Savage Garden does.
Or
What's
the
that
other one.
What's the other one? What's the other?
I Want You?
That one.
Yeah.
And then Chicken Cherry Cola.
That's I Want You.
Oh, I Want You. What's the other one?
There's a couple.
I want to lay with you on a mountain.
Yeah.
I want to climb with you in the trees. I want to lay like this forever.
The sky falls down. Yeah.
The skies fall down.
Yeah.
Whatever
You know
that
the
was.
one.
Yeah. You know the one. Savage Garden all died in a plane crash. I don't think that's true. I think I made that up. That's going to do it. On that note, Savage Garden's Savage Death. We will end Mornings at the Cabin. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.